You'll get nothing and like it.
This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe and help get this video to 4,000 likes. It's the day before Halloween, and Betty is chewing out Dee Dee for her lackluster jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, and nothing says scary like a big ol' smiley face.
I'm sure Betty wishes Dee Dee let her carve her pumpkin. Angelica tries to sneak some candy when her father tells her to put it down. Angelica whines at her weak-willed father until he changes his mind, and chows down on unwrapped chocolates. Time to send in the big guns. Charlotte puts her foot down and tells Angelica she can't go trick-or-treating if she steals any more candy.
If we catch you again, no trick-or-treating tomorrow, understand?
Hell yeah, you tell her, Queen. Stu tries to scare the babies with his goblin mask, cause who doesn't love the sound of a crying baby, but only manages to frighten the Finster boys. Turns out Chuckie is scared of Halloween, because of course he is. So the adults choose to dress the kids as monsters to make them less afraid. Angelica decides to prematurely ruin trick-or-treating for her premature playmates, and tells them they'll turn into their costumes for real on Halloween night. That's why Angelica is dressed as a princess, so one day she can become the queen bitch. Chuckie nearly shits his shorts when he finds out his costume is a werewolf.
What's a werewolf? Just a mean, scary monster that cuts a hairy face and pointy ears and howls at the full moon and steals babies.
Look on the bright side, Chuckie. If you do become a werewolf, I know who your first victim can be. That night, Chuckie has a nightmare where he turns into a colorblind werewolf and gets hunted down by his friends and family, who kill him by forcing him into a pumpkin.
Sorry, Chuckie, but I have to keep you from hurting anyone. Now get inside the pumpkin.
No.
Huh. That's a new one. The next night, the babies gather to go trick-or-treating. Tommy and his dad are dressed as vampires, while the twins are dressed as bats, since they apparently have the same diet.
Bugs, bats eats bugs. Bugs! Yay!
Chuckie sheepishly shows off his Wolfman costume, while his parents embrace their culturally questionable couple's costume. Meanwhile, Angelica gets caught sneaking candy again and gets banned from trick-or-treating. The pitiful princess tries to sweet-talk her parents, only to find they're in no mood to be toyed with. Hell, they didn't even bother to wear costumes. Chuckie is still terrified of turning into a werewolf, so Angelica offers to change him back with her bullshit princess powers, in exchange for all their Halloween candy.
Are you sure you're a princess? 'Cause you still act like mean old Angelica.
Damn, baby vampire knows how to bite. The families go to the local amusement park, where Angelica again begs her parents to let her go trick-or-treating.
Can I please go trick-or-treating with Susie? Please.
Her dad finally bends and tells her she can have candy later if she stays on her best behavior. Talk about an impossible task. Grandpa Lou takes the babies through the not-so-haunted house, while Angelica sneaks off to get some candy. Chuckie finds another princess and tries to get her to turn him back to normal. He accidentally scares her thanks to this trick mirror that somehow makes Angelica's head look even bigger than it already is.
What good's a mirror if you can't see yourself in it?
The babies decide they all want to go back to normal, and go around the park unsupervised to get Angelica her hoard of candy.
An extra scary werewolf should get extra candy.
Best employee ever. The Rugrats get their candy and follow Angelica into the grown-up haunted house.
But Tommy, that's a grown-up scary house. I don't think babies are allowed in there. But we're not babies, Chuckie. We're monsters.
Can't argue with that logic. The babies make their way through the frightful funhouse, only to find Angelica cowering in the corner. Turns out Angelica is such a scaredy cat that she ends up peeing Chuckie's pants.
Well, at least I don't got to worry about going potty no more.
The babies agree to lead her to safety if she changes them back to normal, but Angelica refuses unless they give her all their candy. Chuckie has had enough of Angelica's crap and yells at her to change them back. Angelica says some bullshit spell, and Chuckie fearlessly leads the group through a minefield of zombies. The babies get cornered in the cemetery until they fall through a trapdoor that leads them outside.
You dumb babies! You could have made Piscetti out of me!
Instead of thanking them for saving her, Angelica laughs at the babies for thinking they were really monsters, and then steals Chuckie's candy. Luckily, Angelica's parents catch her in the act and ground her for the rest of Halloween.
Angelica, someone needs a timeout.
Good to know there is a god after all. And we never see Betty and Howard with the rest of the parents at the end of the episode, because they probably stayed home to act out their cheerleader quarterback fantasy. Let's review. Angelica stole candy behind her parents' back twice and was somehow surprised when she got punished. She tricked the babies into thinking they'd turn into monsters and tried to extort them for their Halloween candy. She stupidly snuck into the grown-up haunted house even though she's a massive chicken shit. And even when the babies offered to help her, she still tried to get their candy and ended up getting in even more trouble than before. Though this isn't the first time Angelica was scared shitless by a haunted house.
Ghouls and goblins scare the diapers off Chuckie and the babies in their search for treats in Screenland.
Trick or treat? Smell my feet? Give me something good to eat.
Angelica shows off her chocolate Reptar bar, the brand new Halloween candy that turns your tongue green. She brags to the babies how she gets to go trick-or-treating, and recites the entire candy commercial from memory.
And swirled, and stirred, and rippled, and beaten, and sweetened till you can't stop eating.
So that's why you don't give kids sugar. The babies come up with a plan to get their grubby little hands on the Reptar bars, while their parents set up a haunted house in the backyard. Dee Dee thinks it might be too scary for the babies, while Grandpa Lou goes on a tangent about how Halloween was better in his day.
When I was a spud, me and my brother Sparky used to go trick-or-treating door to door, and those were real tricks.
The grown-ups get dressed for the trick-or-treaters while the babies watch from the window. Tommy watches the other kids leave with Reptar bars and thinks they can get some if they scream as loud as possible. Chuckie tries to come up with a plan that doesn't involve making everyone go deaf.
Maybe Angelica will share with us.
Chuckie, I know you're a baby, but you weren't born yesterday. The babies scream their heads off, and Dee Dee assumes they're scared of the trick-or-treaters. Tommy realizes they need to scream inside the haunted house to get the candy. The babies sneak past Spike, who clearly doesn't give a fuck, and make their way into the haunted house. The kids look for candy when Angelica shows up in her fallen angel costume. The babies try to hide and end up scaring the crap out of Angelica. The pig-tailed pussy runs away screaming when Grandpa Lou comes in and nearly has a heart attack of his own.
Hey, somebody's got awesome man, real ghosts.
The two try to convince the grown-ups the monsters in the haunted house are real, while the babies make off with all the Reptar bars. The Rugrats chow down on the confiscated candy, while Angelica yells at her dad and uncle to get her more chocolate.
I want my Reptar bar!
How are you doing that with your mouth?
Let's review. Angelica bragged that she was old enough to go trick-or-treating and refused to share any of her candy. She tried to go into the big kid haunted house and allowed herself to get scared by the babies. She then proceeded to yell at the grown-ups to get her more candy after she foolishly left hers behind. So while she might not be getting any Halloween candy anytime soon, even still, Angelica can eat it.
Wait.
Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now. Coming up next.
I had an accident!